Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Starts with a run by White. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. On second down, they'll run with White. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. And see, when you look at this defense, pressure on the runner trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row. That makes their job harder because you know you're going against an offensive line at a great level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect. Throwing his car on third down. He'll look downfield for Waller. And he fires one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. I really don't think you can...
Hey, come over here. Watch out.
Because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated results, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going. Following the interception, Winston looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Now Winston. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack.
Oh, dang.
Chandler Jones. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit.
Hey.
Once you get up around 57, 58,
Don't be opening all of them up.
Chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure, this one winds up no good. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll start the drive with a give to White. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. To throw his car. And a catch made by Johnson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. This defense for the Saints, they have certainly had their struggles to start the season. Getting their first victory a week ago. That's all good. It's a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week. Plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play.
And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Carr. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside of the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Winston. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. The Saints have 1-6 now. And they come into this one fresh off the victory last week. They finally snapped that 6-game losing streak.
And you've heard the phrase much-needed win. That was a much-needed win. They needed something to energize that locker room and give them a little sense of purpose. And oftentimes, that sense of purpose and a little relaxation can lead to better performance the following week as well.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Winston now. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Again, it's Winston. There's Chris Olave. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 29-yard line.
Okay, first down.
24 yards there. Nice play.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Working out of the gun, Winston. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And now off to the races down the right side. takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Back to it after the pick 6. Winston. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Winston. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner, and that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that third down snap.
We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut the...
There he goes, left side. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
The Saints take over. At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Carlson on for the PAT. And it is now 21-0.
Good. Makes the score Raiders 21, Saints nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
The Saints take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but... And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Saints. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense the film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that, and they've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start things here with a handoff to White. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. First down, here's White. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Carr. He hits Adams, complete. It's a big play there for Vegas. And even 40 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Here's White. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Zamir White with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They go play action. Winston looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Blake Gillikin on the punt now on fourth down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, first and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Carr. Looking deep for Adams. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a big play there for Vegas. 43 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. White, he'll try the left side. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Throwing now is Carr. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to have it here at their own 15. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
On first and 10, Winston. And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And they are going to have a first down, and they're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's going to be caught. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Here's first and goal. And gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll run. This is White. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Zamir White on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the round is on here in this first half. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Winston's looking for Olave, and he's got him. On the move past the 40. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
A gain there of 21 yards. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously, a lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
Jameis now on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, Winston. And incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Jameis to throw it. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now Winston on 4th down. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football, because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Carr completes it. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Davante Adams. He has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Raiders have taken a 5-touchdown lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a...
He's got a man, complete.
And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 40-yard line.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. 43 yards. A first down throw for Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Touchdown!
Alvin Kamara,
his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Saints are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
Lutz for the extra point. And they'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still.
And Winston lost the football.
We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in the red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. To throw is Winston.
Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays.
A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
Winston sneaking it, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
Jameis Winston with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That's good on the extra point. And they'll cut the lead back down to 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction. Makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with White. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 30-yard line.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Kentavious Street. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. So now Carr and the Raiders dealt a 3rd and long after that sack. He'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's A.J. Cole.
Jason.
Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one years away. Landry now on the return. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. And now here's another interception. And the Saints will have solid field position.
Yeah, what up, my boy?
They take over at their 45-yard
Shit, what you?
well, he's got to have that wrong.
I'm in the Madden game right now.
There's no doubt about it. Sorry to step on you.
But shit, nigga won and Ray's supposed to be getting on, so shit, we definitely get something emotional in a minute.
And somehow you're going to decline
still confused. They run straight ahead here with White. He's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground with White. 102 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Now a give up the middle. This is White to the 36-yard line. Stop there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They go with White on the counter, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34. Play action. Now it's Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
They'll try the right side here with White. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Carr. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down. On play action, Winston. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Max Crosby able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. On 3rd down, Winston. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Duron Harmon. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they played this entire game? Not only they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
That's good for a Saints. First and 10 at the 45-yard.
Jet sweep. Here's Olave. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Throwing, Winston. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And my goodness, another interception. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 for the 21. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ballgame.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on all those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Las Vegas, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Saints, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town.
But we both know I'm not the guy you come to for advice on this stuff. Family's never been my strong suit. It is yours. Always annoyed me, honestly. I'm sure you and Amanda have your hiccups, but I'm also sure you always get over them. No reason to think you're not going to get through this one. So you keep your head out of your ass.
I would buy name a team, fair. I don't care. I would buy the Bears. I just walk up to the castle and say, hey, listen, here's $10 billion. I'm buying the Bears. They have to say yes to this, right? Like, nobody is turning down $10 billion. It doesn't matter what you say. So much $1 billion buying Bears. Okay, now I'm going to make contracts and all that.
You know how to go before the phrase comes from president.
Plus, I'm going to try to throw in like 10th of a 10th.
Obviously, you care a lot about
In the Bears. Yeah, and I'm just going to fuck up the entire process for everyone else. Because I'm the new guy in town, I don't have to answer all the others. You might hate
whether
it,
it be
so what? I'm so rich, I have fuck you money, and people that have fuck you money. Right, so I'm going to say fuck you. Because that's what you do, fuck you. Yeah. Then you just get a great team into it, and you win a bunch of games. That is the dream. That's what Jeff Bezos should do right now.
Tell anyone I said that.